Hi, everyone, and welcome to day 11 of My Kids Think I'm Cool But podcast holiday special. For 25 days, I decided to interview 25 internationals living abroad so they can talk about how they celebrate Christmas in their home country and how they celebrate Christmas in the new country they're living in. It can either be in Denmark or somewhere out in the world like Singapore or Netherlands or Italy. So I will be interviewing different internationals and we'll be talking about Christmas. So today we have Silvia Valent. Yes, get it
Hello.
right. And she is from Slovakia and she moved here to Denmark just recently, this March to Denmark. And she will be talking about how she celebrates Christmas in Slovakia and now here in Denmark. Sylvia, welcome to My Kids Think I'm Cool Holidays Edition. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us and share your holiday traditions with the listeners out there. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the Christmas questions.
Okay, so as you mentioned, we arrived to Denmark this March. We arrived with Corona, and we arrived on the 8th of March, and they closed or locked down the country on, I don't know, 4 days after we came. So we are joking like we came here with the last plane because also they closed the borders.
Yeah,
So it was very, very stressful beginning, but sometimes you say when the beginning is bad, then the end will be perfect. This is the
that's a good
saying.
saying.
Yeah. So, and so far so good. I'm starting to enjoy the country, even we are in the situation of global pandemic, but yeah, it's getting better and better. I'm starting to build my network here. The family is getting used to the country and to living abroad. So I think we are happier than we arrived.
Also, a lot of places are sort of open, not fully open. So you can actually go into restaurants. I don't know now with the new regulations, but it did open up for the summer, and we did have a really great summer this year. So you got to see some of what Denmark has to offer, even though with the regulations.
Yeah, so we were a lot of interesting places, beaches, towns. We've seen a lot, so we enjoyed the nature when we couldn't go to see the places. So you always can find a thing to do. So it's fine.
Yeah, and Denmark's such an outdoorsy country, so it's
Yeah,
nice to see nature, beach, minus the being
it's quite
inside
funny.
an apartment.
Yeah, it's quite funny that I'm running myself. But when I started running here, I was so surprised that sometimes there were like really uh, people that were running so fast that I just couldn't manage the tempo at all. So Danish people are very, very active and fit, and it motivates me very much.
To start running.
Yeah,
I never started running in the rain till I moved to Denmark.
exactly. Yeah, they don't care.
No, they don't care.
Very,
Well,
very motivating as well because sometimes back home I was like, yeah, it's raining, and it was like slightly raining, but here it's dark, it's heavy rain, and you can still meet a lot of people running, jogging, and exercising in the woods, on the streets, and everywhere. And this is something that I really do admire.
yeah, definitely. Me too. And I think that's why I started running in the rain. I was like, they can do it, I can do it. Now it doesn't bother me.
Yes, it's not that bad. And I have to say that people were warning me because of the weather, etc. And so far, the summer was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was quite comfy because back home sometimes we have like 38 degrees or maybe 40, and I
Yeah.
know see it's the air is very dry, and the summer here was just excellent. It was fine. So
Yeah.
I can't really complain about the weather situation here at all so far. Let's see.
Yeah, not yet. You haven't experienced your winter yet.
Oh,
It's
really?
just the start.
Yeah, everybody says it's like dark and a little bit more dark and the really dark.
Yeah.
You have just these few dark options here.
Yeah, you haven't experienced January yet.
That bad. Mm.
Yeah, because it's not festive like Christmas. Is there's lights and it's nice and you look forward to Christmas and then New Year's and then when January comes, it's just like January
It's
and
just
then
dark.
it's just dark and rainy and windy and you're like, okay, when is this over? So
And it's
yeah,
everywhere in the world. We
yeah,
have we have snow back home, so sometimes it's very nice. But in the city, the snow will never last. So then it's like this dark snow everywhere, and it's not nice.
yeah. That's how it is here.
But
The snow doesn't last.
but do you have like really snowy days here?
They used to. I remember when I first moved here, we used to have snow. Now
Okay,
it just
great.
disappeared and now it just doesn't snow anymore. So now in January it's just wet and puddles and ice and cold and windy.
Yeah,
It does get lighter and lighter because it goes opposite now.
of course.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of your background. Let's get into the Christmas spirit
Mhm.
and let's talk about how you celebrate Christmas in Slovakia.
Okay, so I believe that you had my colleague
Yeah.
from Czech Republic in your podcast.
Yeah.
So maybe the traditions will be a little bit similar because we used to be one country,
Mhm.
Czechoslovakia. So if we repeat the traditions, it's only because yeah we are neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, like everywhere in the world, the family comes together, and we have few traditions that we do. So the family uh, will have the wealthy and healthy year.
Mhm.
So, for example, we take a scale of fish,
Mhm.
like carp scale, and we put it under the tablecloth or into our wallets to have to be rich and wealthy for the next year.
Oh wow, that's new.
Yeah, that is interesting. And also, what we do, we put nuts in the corners of the house or apartment. So we will be healthy and wealthy family for the next year, for example, as well. This is the next tradition. And then what we have to have on the table is garlic, because we have, for Slovakians, it's like a traditional antibiotic, like a natural antibiotic.
Mhm.
And it's supposed to secure very good health for each member of the family. So there always have to be a lot of garlic on the table. Obviously, there is not much kissing after the dinner then, because we eat a lot of garlic for the Christmas dinner. And then what we do, we take an apple, we cut it in half. I believe that there is very similar tradition also in America, or uh, that you
No.
no, you open the apple, and if
Nope.
there is a star inside, then
No, I never heard of
next
it.
year, then the next year will be happy for the family. And if there is a cross inside the apple, then somebody will get ill or there will be a disaster in the family.
Okay. No, I've never heard of that.
No, yeah. It's quite a well-known tradition. They do it in Czech Republic as well.
Yeah, okay.
So we don't do all of these traditions. Like we don't sit behind the table and don't do all of them. But some family is doing some of the traditions. It depends really, like family, up to family.
Okay, it depends on which family does it or tries
Exactly.
it.
Yes. Mhm. And
How will you celebrate? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, and also what we do, we make a special, we put a special plate on the table. Like if somebody hungry will come to the house, it's like a traditional. So
So, now that you are in Denmark, with those traditions that you do back in Slovakia, how will you celebrate in Denmark since you'll be spending Christmas here in Denmark?
yes, this would be our first Christmas here, and we are not going home because of Corona. And we are planning to spend the Christmas dinner with our friends from Czech Republic,
Okay.
and I think it will be very very traditional. We will prepare the cabbage soup.
Okay.
Uh, Back home in Slovakia, we make two variants. One is with meat, and one is with dry plums. It's very tasty, and it's very sour from the cabbage because it's this fermented cabbage.
Okay.
And then we will create a potato salad, like a traditional potato salad, and a fish. There also has to be a lot of fruit on the table, a lot of nuts. So you really see that there is wealth in the family, like everywhere in the world, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Um, will you be celebrating the 24th or the 25th? Is it the Danish way or the 25th? I think you do it the 24th.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll definitely have the dinner on the 24th, and the gifts will be open on the 25th in the
Okay.
morning. And what's there is a difference in traditions here in Denmark if I compare it to Slovakia, because it's a tradition to decorate the Christmas tree on the 23rd
Okay.
evening. And it says, or there is a saying that it brings bad luck if you prepare the Christmas tree in advance.
Okay.
So, but we have the Christmas tree here already because I see that people are decorating much earlier for Christmas.
Yeah, beginning of December, December like 1st.
Yeah, we decorate the Christmas tree on the 23rd uh,
Okay.
on the evening. It's like a family tradition. Like everybody comes together and we decorate the Christmas tree together.
Okay. So that's a really nice tradition to do it where everyone just gathers together and decorates the Christmas tree.
Hmm.
And then you have the dinner and then you have the actual day.
Yeah,
So it's a whole 3-day event for Christmas.
yes.
Since you've been here in Denmark and experienced a little bit of the Christmas tradition, have you implemented any of the Danish traditions like the Yule calendar or the Advent Sunday calendar into your family?
You will definitely have it because it's something that we do back home as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a tradition yeah, mostly for children because they can't wait for the Christmas.
Yeah.
So we definitely do that, yeah.
As you live here longer in Denmark, how are you going to be able to balance the traditions in the country? Are you going to try to keep some of the Danish traditions as you make more Danish friends, or kind of stick to the Slovakian tradition here in Denmark?
We will see. I don't really know if there is a difference. I wasn't really looking into it. If there is a difference in the food that they have for Christmas, but there is not much traditions that we do like the ones that I told you.
Yeah.
But I don't see us changing. It
Yeah.
makes um, when we follow Slovakian traditions, we feel more like at home,
Yeah.
and it's very needed even in these Corona times because we can't go home, and at least we will create our little piece
Hmm.
of home here in Denmark. So I don't see us following some other traditions at the moment.
Have your kids ever come home? It's like, oh, did we do this at Burnahound or at the school that they're going? And you're like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. It's something that you want to implement as a part of what you celebrate at home.
Not really, because I don't see because Alexander is a little bit older now and they are learning a lot, so they are not doing much creative work. So yeah, it didn't happen to me. He would come with something regards the Christmas traditions or Christmas.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to share to the listeners on how the Christmas is in Slovakia, and then yeah, how it is here in Denmark, and how you would enjoy it?
Um, there is one more interesting tradition that we do back home. It's for the single ladies.
Okay.
So we are throwing the shoe
Okay.
towards the door, and if the tip is pointing towards the door, then you will get married next year. And if the toe of the shoe is pointing towards the door, you'll stay single for another year. So
And you do that Christmas
it,
Day?
yes, it's like a Christmas tradition. Like
Oh,
so
okay.
you can predict the future for single ladies. Maybe it's tradition like the old tradition, but sometimes for funny spirit or funny atmosphere, you would like to do something like that. And
Oh,
also what we do, we are fasting during the day, but it's probably common for the other nationalities as well. So you are fasting during the day, and then you have the big dinner.
you're probably fasting during the day because you're just preparing so much food for the big dinner, or is that like a religious thing to just fast during the day and then have the big dinner?
Yeah, it's the Christian
Okay.
Christian tradition to follow the fasting. And if you are eating something, it shouldn't be meat.
It shouldn't be meat. It should be fish.
No, it shouldn't be meat in general.
Oh, okay. So
Some
everything is kind of like a
Mhm.
vegetarian Christmas dinner.
It's like, yeah, but you can have the meat for dinner, but until the dinner, you are just fasting and you eat as little as possible.
Hmm.
And then if you are eating something, it shouldn't be meat, but some fruits or some porridge or something like that.
Perfect. No, thank you for sharing your traditions back in Slovakia and how you will be celebrating Christmas here in Denmark. And it seems like you're going to just keep as much traditions as possible in your home country and here in Denmark. And that's really nice because if you do miss home so much, and it's just a nice way to remember home and have your family remember that's how you celebrate Christmas.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and share your experience. And for the listeners, thank you for coming back to listen to each day of my podcast of this very special holiday series that I'm doing very last minute. And I'm happy that you guys are coming back to listen to it. Tomorrow is day 12. So, which country will it be? I'm not going to say right now, but you'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out which one will be on my special podcast series. Bye, everyone. Until tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.